All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So we're bringing you another DOOGEE device, and this time this is for the regular folks. This is the DOOGEE N50. This isn't a rugged device like they normally are known for, and this device is probably a little bit more up to date, I would say. This is a Android 13 device from DOOGEE, and this is the N50, and it has some Samsung goodies in here. This has 8 gigs of RAM. It says 15, but you've got that 8 plus 7, 128 gigs of storage, and Android 13. So I'm going to crack this open here and I'm going to show you what it's all about. DOOGEE is known for their rugged devices, but this time they're bringing you something normal. And the price point on this is actually only 180 bucks or so. And then you can actually save $30 by using a discount code of 50%, or excuse me, $30. So N50 is the code, is what I'm trying to get out. So here's the device here. Let's go ahead and get it open here. Let's get these labels off. And in classic DOOGEE fashion, you've got a case in the box. It's not something that is, going to be the most good looking case or the strongest case, but it's a case. So you get a clear case in the box, and then you get a screen protector already on the device. So we can just get that off. It's pretty good. You've got a side-mounted fingerprint reader, the volume rocker, and here's your camera setup on the back. Now, this camera setup is a Samsung 8 megapixel front-facing camera. Now the rear camera, so obviously with this, they're focusing probably more on like vlogging and things like that, because they're really pushing in the narrative of the front-facing Samsung camera. But this is also a 50 megapixel camera on the rear here. So I'm pretty sure that might be just one of the Sony IMX lenses, but we'll have to see for sure as far as quality goes. I can give it a label all I want to, but if in fact it's not very good quality, doesn't mean anything. So you've got a headphone jack on the top. You see a speaker grill up there as well. Then you've got another speaker grill up here, microphone Type-C down there, and then here is the boot up screen. Now this looks like this is going to be stock Android, so this is a huge plus, because DOOGEE, their software is good, but they're known for rugged phones, and they normally bring out Android 12 when we're on a different, or like a step down from what the current generation is. So this back is actually textured. It looks like a little weave design or whatever. That's actually really cool. I really like that. And the fingerprint reader is actually in the power button right here. So that's going to be really nice. So let's see what else is in the box here. Warranty guide, manual, SIM ejection tool, and your charger and Type-C to Type-A. So nothing really going on too much inside the box. Again, this is that affordable Android 13 device, and I think that's gonna be pretty nice to have something like this from DOOGEE. So on this side here, you can see the SIM tray, and this one actually has some type of design, folks. Comes in different colors. They have a pink, a blue, and this like black gray color, which is really nice. Got your LED lamps there, and we're just gonna go ahead and go through this real quick, because I want you to see, what's gonna happen when you get yours out of the box. So let's go ahead and start it up here. We'll skip this for now. And speaking of the network, I always test the network on these, and the frequency on this, you will get 4G in the US, 4G LTE at least. No 5G on this one right here, but you do get 1, 2, here are the frequencies: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, 17, 19, 20, 20A, and 20B. So those are like the main ones you'll need to use for the US, and you will get you'll get good service here in the US, to be honest. I mean, the 4G LTE should be pretty stable. So let me set up my Wi-Fi real quick. Okay, I went ahead and just jumped ahead, and I signed in, and I didn't want to ahead and jump ahead and just skip through it. It was so quick. I was like, well, shoot. Okay, so now we're back on here. So this is what it looks like just right out of the box here, man. This is different. Go ahead and turn Wi-Fi back on. I don't know why Wi-Fi went off. But this is just a basic, quick intro into the phone, first impressions here. Now let's talk about what's really going on with this phone as far as internals go. So, okay, come on, connect to my Wi-Fi again. Okay, let me, hold on a second. All right, here we go. I don't know what happened before. So hardware on this thing, before I go too deep ahead, this actually has a processor called the Spreadtrum T606. It's an octa-core processor. This is a 12 nanometer chip. So again, remember, this is on the affordable side. Now remember, 12 nanometers used to be like flagship, but we've moved along a lot, and 12 nanometers is definitely considered like a lower tier processor when it comes to power and things like that. But so far, I haven't noticed like anything crazy with the device, if I'm being honest. So you've got that processor, and then you got a 6.52 inch HD plus display. Obviously, you have the Waterdrop at the top. That's the official label for it now. Then it talks about that Samsung setup. So we have a Samsung AI 50 megapixel camera. So this is a Samsung camera on the back as well. The sensor on here, it's a 50 megapixel and a 2 megapixel. Why they do the 2 megapixels, I just don't know why they continue to do this, but it is there, folks. It's there. So you have a 50 megapixel Samsung sensor on the back with AI, and then you have an 8 megapixel camera on the front. So the footage from this, when I do the camera review on this, it should actually be pretty nice. Now you do have a 4,200 milliamp hour battery inside, so this is going to probably run for quite some time. So it came in already at 93%. So this battery will be pretty good. Feels weird using the controls at the bottom. Yeah, I haven't used those in a long time. Now it says it has a smart PA-K9 amplifier. So basically, the speakers on here should be pretty good. And let me get in here. Let me see if I can feel that kind of lagginess of the processor right out the rip. Let's go in here. Let's go into J. Williams, GMC Sierra. See if I can find my card channel. And there it is. We'll test these speakers. So it looks like it's just a single bottom firing speaker. But it is, in fact, it's decent. It's not something that's going to be mind-blowing. I'm glad I'm going into this right now for the speaker quality, because it's decent. A person who has this, you're definitely not going to be expecting this stellar stereo sound. I thought this up here was another speaker, but I'll have to find out if that's just to help get better sound quality and canceling sound or something like that. So I cranked the brightness up. Let's see how far I can upscale this. Goes to 1080p, and I'm going to scan forward here. Okay, yeah, that processor is definitely kicking in. This is top of the line screen here. This is all you're getting right here. Okay, there we go. I was like, man, it hadn't kicked in. There we go. So we got it's pretty clear. Speaker is definitely not that great, but this is a budget affordable phone, so you be the judge. So let's go ahead and scan forward here.
Obviously, she likes the white thing, Canyon. So here is her brand new 2020. That was her daily driver, so we traded.
It's decent. Screen is decent. I mean, this phone will end up being like $150 in the end. So it's going to compete in a market. That's I'm swiping. It's going to compete in a market. So speaker quality is just it's okay to start. It's doable in a quiet area. You will in fact hear it. Now this has 8 gigs of RAM, and it has 7 gigs of the virtual RAM. So you obviously you can go in and change with memory expansion right here. You can see you've got 7 gigs total that you can do on top of the 8 gigs that's already there. So that's cool that they do. I wouldn't suggest doing that based on this processor though, to be honest. Then you got your side-mounted fingerprint reader. So let's go into the settings here, and let's set up that fingerprint reader. Yeah, let's go here. We've got face unlock too, so that's good. I would probably just stick with the pen and fingerprint reader with this device. The face unlock probably won't be very secure, if I'm being honest. But a lot of times, let's see, let's do fingerprint and more. Let's check setting it up how it is. This is a fairly thin slot here for the fingerprint reader. And, you know, hey, you can see how thin it's okay. It's just it's kind of a bit of a struggle. There we go. Now I seem to hold longer or put a different part of my thumb on there. I'm sure once I get this set up, it'll be fine. It is struggling a little bit. It's a really thin slot there, but I've seen some. Oh, I hate when I do that. Now it's gonna make me. Ugh. Okay, I'm not gonna. I can't. I've lost my patience with that fingerprint already. I'll set that up later. I'll set it up later because I can already tell I need to get through this first brushes. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. That's gonna take some time to set up. I don't want to bore you with that, but it does have a side mounted fingerprint reader, and I think the struggle with that is it's so thin. There's not a lot of surface there to actually get a good swipe the first time. Now, this is running Android 13. You guys probably think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just keeping it honest with you. So Android 13 here, it says it's Android 13. But what's the Google Play version? November 2022. So let me see if there's any kind of system updates on here because let's see what this is actually running. Oh, there's an update. Get out of here. Okay. There is an update. Okay. So this is getting an update right out of the box. That's a good thing. And maybe it's getting that update because this is Android 13. So when you're getting this device, also when you buy this, don't look to get like stellar performance based on what you see on other devices that cost $189, because there are a lot of other devices that definitely cost $200. Like you got the Motorola lineup, Google's phones now you can pretty much get them at a lower price depending on what you get. But this is a 12 nanometer chip running at 8 gigs of RAM. And in reality, that's actually should be flowing right along. But I think it's just that processor, the Spreadtrum T606 processor. I don't remember if I've ever had any experience with this processor, but you know, hey, I'm sure it's probably a well-known processor, and some of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, I know about that processor," and that'd be great if you did if you know about that processor. So you can enlighten me on it. So going into the settings here, this is a basic setup here. You got your network, your connected devices. Let's see if this probably doesn't have NFC. Yeah, no other connections are going to be in here. You got your apps and everything there. Oh, it has freedom window, which is it's going to be those little pop-ups more than likely. Let's reboot later. And then you've got your notifications, obviously. This looks to be just, here's where I want to see right here. Okay, nope. So you've got your battery here. You've got an ultra power saving mode. That's pretty decent. I mean, this is a lower price device with the specs and performance probably to match. Now the system only uses 10 gigs, which is pretty good. I've seen some stock Android devices use less than that, but hey, it is what it is. You got your auto power off. Those are all new. Sound, yeah, decent speaker. It's definitely not as loud as I thought it was going to be when I saw that K9 or whatever amplifier, but it is what it is. So you got your display here. I do have the display set up really high right now because I wanted to get it to where you can see the brightness, but let's hit that dark theme. It's always good to have the dark theme on when you can. Visual enhancements, you've got some visual enhancements you can turn on here. Pretty good, you know what I mean, just for being an affordable device. And the market for this, some of you guys now, I have an audience outside of the US as well. And a lot of people in the US see me reviewing phones like this and they're like, wow, I never heard of them. But DOOGEE is a big brand, folks. It really is. It may not be as popular in the US, but it in fact is a popular brand and they're doing extremely well, especially with their rugged lineup. So let's change the wallpaper here. Let's see what's on the device. Okay, good. Whoa, okay, great. They have a ton of wallpapers on the device here, which is good. So looks like they have that one set as the default right now. Yeah. Or that one of the top one. So let's just change to one of these darker themes real quick here. There we go. And I want to go into the wallpaper and style. Okay, boom, here we go. Let's see here. Okay, so it's set to 4 or 5. And that's it. So I don't see the ability to theme the icons. That's strange, but it is what it is. It looks like because they're running their own overlay, but still, this should be able to theme icons, and so that that brings some questions about what actually is going on in the software as well. So, nonetheless, those are your options there. So, this is the basic things running out here: privacy, security, all those things. So, I'm gonna try to get a camera sample up of the. I want to shoot video with this because this is supposed to have. I still don't know why the camera would need to have phone access. When they do that, I don't get it. Okay, so obviously you can see it has HDR. That's good. You got a portrait mode. You have a refocus mode. Okay, you got a panorama mode. I can actually hear this sensor changing on here. Let's see what the video. Video is probably going to just be something like maybe 1080p. Yep, 1080p, 30 frames per second. So I guess that's good. It's good enough. It even has a pro mode for your photos, and you got more over here. So you've got ultra res, because that's going to be the 50 megapixel one. You got macro shots, which is probably going to be that 2 megapixel one. Then you've got audio and everything here. So the ultra res definitely is going to be the 50 megapixel shot. And let's grab something here. And it took a second to take that shot and process it. But that's kind of what you could expect. So the 50 megapixels thing, I don't know. I'll put it to the test and see what this is all about. But for now, folks, this is one of DOOGEE's latest offerings. And this is the case right here. Again, nice phone, budget affordable phone. Don't expect groundbreaking. And you probably think, Jay, you didn't even do the fingerprint. I'll tell you about the fingerprint reader later. I just don't have the patience right now to deal with this fingerprint reader. But nonetheless, nice looking device. You get that free case, like I said. I'd probably wear it just like this, though, because I like the way this feels over those plastic protectors sometimes. But this is it, man. This is DOOGEE's latest offering. And you got to tell me what you think about this. I mean, it's not a rugged phone like we're used to, but it in fact is a DOOGEE product that could go to the right person. There's somebody for every phone out there. So you pick and choose. It's your man Jay. First impressions. I'm somewhat impressed.